Without discipline, you, me, we're nothing. We wake up because of discipline. We wash because of discipline. We brush our teeth because of discipline. It might be an easy discipline. Those are the easy disciplines, like brushing your teeth. Still a discipline, but it's an easy one. We put our clothes on that are clean. It's an easy discipline. Well, some people don't even wear clean clothes. We go out the house to work. It's a discipline. That might not be the easiest discipline, but we need to pay the bills. So it's a necessity. It's something that we have to do. But the point is, without discipline, you can't get anywhere in life. And then once you have this discipline knuckled down, like going to the gym and learning and reading and listening to audiobooks and educating yourself to be a better person, you then find purpose. And then when you find purpose and you already have discipline, then you're really hitting stride. Then you can really start making some movements in life. But it all starts with discipline. But then how do you keep that discipline alive for a long period of time? I'll give you an example of what I did the other day. When I said the other day, it was a few weeks ago. A friend of mine who's 29 years old, a lot younger than me, he was not struggling. He's doing well. He's doing financially, he's doing perfect. But mentally, he was just at a bit of a stalemate. He was like, I'm good, bro. Money's good, life's good, family's good. I go on holidays when I want. I've got a nice, secure job. I drive a nice car, live in a good house. I'm happy. I'm content. I'm happy with everything. And I'm like, but do you want a bit more? And everyone's like, yeah, of course we want more. I'm like, yeah, but we don't want more. Or do you want to become more? And he was like, oh yeah, I get what you're saying. I was like, you get what I mean? It's not about wanting more, it's about becoming more. You yourself can always be a better version of you. And if you don't ever become the best version of yourself, you're never gonna see who you could have been. Never gonna see who you could have been. I'm just gonna sidetrack and tell you a little story here 1 second. I don't know where I heard this, but I heard this story. So there was a guy, I'm gonna butcher this story, but I don't care. The idea behind it, the message behind it is good. The message behind it is good. So I'll just tell you the story. So there was a guy, and he used to study generals in the army, like top colonels and generals, or whatever these guys are. The top guy. I think he's a general, the top guy. Yeah. So he studied Hitler and Stalin and Mao and all these top generals. He was a historian. He used to study these people, like what did they do, what did they like, what did they not, were they dictators, were they tyrants, whatever. Every single thing. He was so passionate about generals. And when he died, he went to the pearly gates of heaven, and he got entered into heaven, and he met God up there. And I know this is just a story, guys. He met God up there, and he said to God, God said, yeah, in you go, mate. And he said to God, God, I have one question for you. And God said, what is that? He said, it always bugged me that there were so many of these generals, and I was always trying to work out who was the best general. Like in your mind, because you obviously sent down generals, you made everybody perfect to who they should have been. Who, in your opinion, or which person on planet Earth did you make the best general? And God said, oh, the best general, that's you. And the guy was like, shit. Do you understand the meaning behind it? It was him. He was the man that God sent to be the best general. Better than every single other person. But guess what? He never fulfilled his potential because he didn't become more than he was. He liked generals, he knew that. He studied them, he was a historian, he knew everything about the generals before him. But he never became one himself because he was always afraid to take that next step. And the reality was that God put every single thing to become the best general ever inside of him. Just like they say, the best ideas, the best, greatest ideas that have never come to fruition, that have never seen the light of day, are in the graveyard. People have died with them. Some guy somewhere had the greatest idea on earth, and he sat there in his wheelchair or on his deathbed and thought, I had this idea, but if I tell someone, they might laugh at me. And then he died. We know it's true. We know it's true. 100%. Someone, somewhere, in fact, not just someone, somewhere, everyone, everywhere out there has an idea, but they just think it's not good enough. They think, do you know what? Nah, I can't, if I tell that to people, nah, people are going to laugh at me. What the hell is this about? What? Nah, that doesn't make no sense. Nah, leave it. I'll just leave it in there. Maybe my thoughts. I'm just, you know, just imagine the thought of someone saying, I'm going to build a skyscraper, bro. I'm going to build a building that touches the sky, in the clouds. I'm going to build a plane that flies. I'm going to build a boat. I'm going to build the internet. I'm going to build all these things that came because someone had an idea. Someone had this thought in their mind of thought, shall I do this? But then they had the discipline to carry it out. They knew, okay, this is something that needs to be done. I'm now disciplined. I've got purpose now. Found a purpose. Then purpose, I've got the discipline. Now I'm going to carry this out. And I'm going to put this idea into life. I'm going to breathe some life into this idea. And that's really all we need to do. I'm not saying we need to go through life to become inventors. I'm not saying that. But how do we get through life with some sort of purpose, with some sort of meaning? So going back to the story of this 29-year-old, I said to this kid, I say kid, is a friend of mine. He said, you know, I'm happy, I'm content, everything's good, man, I've got no issue. And I'm like, you want to be more, you want to become more? He says, yeah, of course I want to become more. Everybody should become more. Like I said, become the best version of you. Don't just be a historian of generals, be the general, be the best general that God sent you down to be, if you believe in that. I said, I'll tell you what, have a goal of grafting your ass off for the next 11 years until you're 40. Have your goal of grafting. And I did that with myself when I was 30. I was like, do you know what? By the time I hit 40, I'm going to be retired. Now, I could retire today or tomorrow. Not in a great financial situation, but I could retire. Trust me, you know, I've got it figured out, mapped out. I could. I might talk about that in another video and how that came about, but I could. And I said to myself, I'm going to graft till I'm 40. And I know I'm hitting 40 very soon, bro. It's right. I can see 40. Like it's like there. You know, something so close. It's right there. I can see it. And I know exactly what's going to happen when I hit 40. I know exactly what's going to happen. And when I hit 40, I'm going to be like, yo, I've got a list this big, bro. You know, I have this app on my phone. I don't have an app. It's Notes, the Notes app. You open it. And I write goals in there, what I need to do, what I need to achieve. And they start with 10, 20, 30, 40. And then you start knocking them off as you start achieving these goals. And then the goal list just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's like this. So by the time I hit 40, I'm going to look at this list and I'm thinking, yo, I've got at least 50 to achieve all this. And that's the same thing what's going to happen with my mate. That's the same thing what's going to happen with him. I told him I said to him, this is exactly what's going to happen, bro. You're going to hit 40 and you're going to be like, right, okay, I found purpose up to here. Now I'm hitting the next stride because I want to get from here to there. I want to become more. Remember, guys, I'll say this again. It's not about acquiring anything in life because we don't leave with anything. Nothing is really ours. Nothing in here is really ours. Your money, your finance, your car, whatever. Nothing is yours. Your body isn't even yours. That doesn't mean don't look after it, guys. You better look after it to the best of your ability. But nothing is yours. Nothing is yours. But if you become something, that can live forever. You know, we can look at historians, we can look at some figures and we can say, you know, that guy did something. He meant something to someone. He was an idea to some people. And you know, the only idea I want to be is to my daughter. That's it. That's the only person I want to be an idea to. Do you know what? That was my dad. This is what he did. He didn't take no shit off nobody. He lived life on his own terms. He was never employed by anybody. No one cut him a check. He didn't ask no one to pay the bills. He didn't borrow or take a loan from the bank or do any of that kind of garbage. He did everything on his own terms. When he wanted, where he wanted, whatever he wanted. And that is good enough for me to follow, not in his footsteps, but to have someone so close, to be sharing the same blood as, to be like, do you know what? I'm going to try and achieve at least better than him. And I want her to do that. And that's all it is for me. And that's all it should be for most people. If you have kids, if you don't have kids, get kids. If you can't have kids, if you're unfortunate to have kids, I would actually say adopt. No joke. Because when you have a child, and try and adopt as young as possible, like I know there's, every child deserves a home. I'm not saying that. But the reason why I say try and adopt someone who's a baby is because then you can bring them up to like, it's just more nurturing, and you'll see the whole process of it. That's what I would. That's my advice personally. But like I said, you can adopt any kids at any age, and everybody deserves a home. And there's a lot of kids out there. If you can't have kids, then by all means look at that option. But when you have kids, your whole outlook on life changes. Everything changes. You see things differently. And the only thing, if you leave behind, is an idea for them. Just an idea, just to be like, you know what? Someone close to me did that. They don't need to look at these celebrities. They don't need to look at anyone famous. They don't need to look at someone. And it's not about being a celebrity. It's not about being famous. It's not about being out there. It's not about being well known. It's about, you know what? He lived life on his terms. He became the best guy or girl that he was set out to be. That's the main thing. And that all starts with discipline. If you don't have discipline, you can't ever become the best version of you. And there's a quote from Michael Jackson. It all starts with the man in the mirror. You got to look in the mirror, and you got to look deep in your eyes, and you got to say, this is me. Am I right now the best me? Is this it? Is there more to me? Can I become more? Can I become a better version of me? Absolutely can. I can right now. And I'm trying. Every single day, I'm trying to do something better, to progress, to move forward. And guess what? In 5 or 6 years' time, 7 years' time, 10 years' time, I'm going to look back and say, the guy I was trying to become, I'm beating him already now. I'm going to be someone else better. When's it going to slow down? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know when it's going to slow down. But I'm sure when it does slow down, I won't be making these videos, so you guys will not even hear about me them days. But that's good, but that's okay, and that's fine, and I'm happy with that. But for right now, I'm sure everybody watching this is very similar age, maybe a bit younger, maybe a little bit older, because the analytics let you know the age group that everybody is. Majority of my audience is 24 to 44. That's what it says. I'm assuming you guys are around the same age. I'd like to hear some ages in the comments, actually, if you made it this far to the video. Comment down below. So yeah, I'm going to leave the video out there, bro. That's it. That's it for this video. Discipline. Get disciplined to do the hard stuff, to do the stuff that better you as a person. All you need to think about is yourself. This is how you do it. Sorry, this is the task, by the way, guys. Before I end the video, let me at least give you the task. Look in the mirror in the morning and say, can I become more? Can I be more than I am today? That's it. That's all it is. And eventually it's going to click. Not about acquiring, get that out of your head. Do not have this financial goal in your head. You do not want a bigger house. You do not want a bigger car. You want to be the better person. How can you be a better person? That's all you need to think about. And set a long-term goal. None of this 1, 2, 6 months. None of that. I'm talking 10 years, 5 years, 10 years, no less. Who can I become in that time frame? Because I've got someone coming up behind me who needs someone close to them to look up to. In closing, I'm just gonna give you a little couple of more examples. When you look at sports athletes or celebrities or something like that, not celebrities, sorry, but sports athletes that achieve something that's a skill, or in any life form that people have a skill, the next of kin can generally become that or better because their parents or the person so close to them has achieved that level of becoming. Therefore, because it's so close, they'll be like, you know what, I can now handle that because I've seen it firsthand growing up. That's why when we look at someone on TV, who's someone who's so far away from us, who we idolize, or who we, who was like a modern day gladiator, or whatever you want to call it, we look at someone in a distance and we think, yeah, that's nice to see. But our kids and even us, we're not going to look at that. And we're not going to, yeah, that's nice to see. It doesn't really hit us home unless it's close to us. When it's close to us, when it's you, your children will be able to say, my dad did that. And that is why sports stars, especially their young sons, daughters, grow up to do good and better because of the discipline. And disciplined people, sports athletes, are the most disciplined people on earth. So you can learn a thing or two from them. Anyway, sorry for waffling on. Get disciplined, find purpose, comment down below, like, and please subscribe.